let's see here. Mystery Files of Shelby Woo, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, and let's see what else. Clarissa Explains It All, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Ooh, I'm just looking at all the things that we've covered on Splat Attack this season, and there's so much more. So check us out on our Season 8 overview. Hoo-ha!
Kick it.
Hello, all of you slimesters.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Splat Attack, a 90s podcast honoring the slime-filled past. I'm your flying by the seat of my pants host, Alex.
And I'm your announcer of segments, Kat.
I'm your creator of Stanley's, Manny.
I'm your problem-solving pod mom, Heather.
Your digital creator of the studio, Jorde.
And I'm your window into the girls' room, Kiley.
And welcome to the end of season 8.
Eight.
Eight. Every single time we start planning the next season, we're like, oh my gosh, we're in season 9. We're planning for season 9.
9 times. We've done this 9 times.
But 9?
9
times.
times.
The whole time?
But gosh, when we get to season 10, that's really start planning for season 10. That's really gonna throw me off. I don't know what I'm gonna
Double digits, man.
I know that's
Yeah.
insane. But it has been, as it always has been, a very fun season to work on. Every season has had its own share of challenges and triumphs, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Some of our favorites, some of your favorites, some of the behind-the-scenes looks that you guys didn't get to see. So we'll just get started with some of our favorite episodes. So I'm actually going to throw this over to Jorde first. So Jorde, for season 8, what were some of your favorite episodes? There we go.
9 times.
9 times.
9?
9 times.
I think, funny enough, I think one of my favorites was one of the most recent ones that we did, which was with DJ McHale, where we got to go over the Silver Sight, the 3-parter / movie of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So cool to talk to him. I know we've had him on the show multiple times. It was the first time I was able to actually sit down with him and talk to him, and it was just geeking out. He's made many things that I love outside of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So it was just cool to kind of geek out on that stuff, talk to him, talk to another person that's in the creative field about, where inspiration comes from, where it flows from. You make all these ideas in your head watching the show over decades, and you got a small window to ask questions about maybe these things so it's like, what are the most important things, trying to keep it relevant. It was a fun time though. So that was definitely, I think, one of my favorites of the season. And then another thing, just like always, is putting things together for this season. I know that it hasn't shown up so much, but we put some more rooms together this season for verses and stuff like that, and it's just fun to keep building out the studio and keep going back to it and seeing how large it's expanded to each time we do this. Doing the full walkthrough tour where I don't, do we upload that?
It's up on Patreon at the moment.
Yeah, so it's the whole tour of the studio with all the music that's been produced so far for the show. It's stuff like that is always fun for me to see it just come alive and then be able to exist in this season. We got to showcase it some more, and then we are working on some stuff behind the scenes that's coming up next season. That's really exciting, and the setup for that's been really fun. And there's been some preemptive talks with people that helped do the initial versions of this thing a long time ago. So it's gonna be really fun to see that come out. So those are some of my favorite things this season.
Yeah, we'll share more on the stuff coming up next season pretty soon. But Kiley, what were some of your favorite episodes?
I think I'm also going to pull a recent one because I think it's the one which all of our episodes are fun, but I think it's the most fun I had this season, which was our Nickelodeon parents where we had Cortland on, because I loved saying a choice that I made, watching his face scrunch up because he disagreed, and then saying, just wait, and explaining it. And by the end of it, him going, no, I see that.
Kiley, who is your number 5?
My number 5 pick is Mr. and Mrs. Turner from The Fairly Odd Parents.
Cortland.
Okay, look. Let me argue this.
And
I
then
love Cortland. He's great.
And then he stole all of us, almost all of us, for
Yes.
a month
Yeah.
of Splat Attack on him.
It was
All
great.
night. Manny, Heather, what about the two of you?
Honestly, I could say like really this whole season as a whole, it really surprises me that we venture all the way back to January. It doesn't even feel like that. It's nuts. I just want to name off a few because honestly, every episode has been different but really special. I definitely remember and I love the talk with Rich Berry that we all had, like about all the commercials and Nickelodeon promos. Rocco with Zanzibar, talking with the animation director with that too, and just of course the Nickelodeon parents was such a really funny episode, and it was great too because it was like one of those lists. And to go along with those lists, we have the Wellsville episode with Clay. That guy is so cool. I hope we have him back. He was really, really funny.
Yeah, Clay was awesome.
Yeah, and especially the Clarissa versus with Carl and his wife. That was amazingly competitive. I love how competitive they both were on the show. So it was neat. Other than a collection, it was really cool to see Carl explain and defend his episodes. It was really neat. And of
Carl
course,
explains it all.
yeah. And where would I not mention the Space Ghost episode?
Hey,
Yeah.
that was
That
second
was-
for me.
Dream come true. That was amazing.
Did you know that that he messaged us just the other day? Ned did.
Ned did. No.
Yeah, over in Instagram, he had messaged because he just saw the reels that we had posted because we tagged him in all of them, and then his immediate reply was, "I got to get some water."
Get some water.
And then he said, "I love all of these. Thank you for sharing these." And he said, "Give me a call anytime."
That's awesome.
really cool.
Really cool. Because I only met those guys 20 years ago, and I was like, it's so cool that we get to pick their brains for the show. And where would I be too without mentioning Stuck and the 100th episode?
Yes.
I was waiting for somebody to finally mention like the reunion episode when we were in person.
My thunder, baby. That was
Take
my
it back.
favorite. My favorite episode. I just thought it was really cool to like have most of us together do it live, you know, like
Do it live.
Do it live.
We'll do it live.
maybe twice. That's okay. Well, do it again.
Partially live and partially pre-recorded.
Hey, you know,
front
It
of a
was
live
live the
audience.
first time,
If you
and
didn't-
that's what counts.
right?
If
It's
you
live,
didn't
but
tell
you watch
anybody,
it.
it's really seamless.
How
That's
would
what
you-
happens live.
It was great having just everybody literally here and just chit chat back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, the Zoom calls are great, but there's an energy you get in person, you know?
And you know, the guest star who knocks over cameras.
I think she just.
All is good.
We're good.
Avoided the
We're
crate.
good.
Crisis averted.
Manny's at the door. Are we
She just
okay?
came running in. We thought she was gonna take the mic out again.
She did that slide around the bed thing that she does, and I was like, there goes the light. No.
Almost.
But and obviously like I love doing the girls room, so that's I don't do as much of the other episodes, but I don't know, I just love having our little family. How far, even though we are far, we're close. So
Mhm. Very much.
You're always welcome.
Yep. I mean, everybody's already said all of my favorites, so I'll just repeat them again. I really liked being able to talk to DJ McHale. I also hadn't spoken with him. I briefly, we mentioned, talked during the Go Figure episode, but I always like interviewing showrunners or like series creators or writers, because I'm a writer and I just like to nerd out about story structure and character arcs and what his thought process was when he was building this thing. So that was really cool to get to talk to him. And of course, the 100th episode. We went to Kennywood. We got slimed. We slimed the dog. I finally got to meet your boys in person, so I'm just waving through the screen. And I also enjoyed, even though I wasn't in it and had really limited knowledge of Space Ghost, I really enjoyed watching the Space Ghost episode with you guys. That was really well done. And I love the Splat Stanley editions that we have, like those little sketches, the bumpers that we have for him. Or I'm always curious, like what you guys are gonna do next, because Manny has done an amazing job with creating this family Stanleys, and even our custom ones. You made me a Catalina custom.
They're everywhere in our house. Like I'll just turn around and be like, "Oh, Splat." There's
Look,
Splat Stanley over there.
If someone didn't know that you're a part of a podcast and that's why, and they walked in and just saw that, they'd probably be concerned.
Yeah, it looks like voodoo
And
magic.
it's funny because it's next to a skeleton, so like it's just like this really cutesy stuff. There's like candles and like a memorial for our dog Rennie, and then there's a skeleton and a zombie Splat Stanley.
Yeah.
I mean, Phoebe has already chewed on my Splat Stanley's nose, so it looks like sideways nostrils. Like there's vertical.
Cats, I just have to say, cats love Splat Stanleys. Because my very first Splat Stanley, no matter where I hid it, my cats found it and they chewed both of the eyes off, so he had no eyes. And then this one, I thought I hid it well enough and I didn't. And so they chewed off the stick and they got his nose.
No.
I'm going to have to put him in a lockbox at some point.
You can do that whole like hear no evil, see no evil.
Yeah,
no evil,
I'll just have a series of splats.
Or do we have a Zebo Splat Stanley where it's like, here's your nose
Give it
back.
back.
I'm
Give it
sorry.
back. Give it back.
That's another sketch we can do.
You're welcome.
I love it. Yes.
No, my favorites for the season, and it's such a PC answer, but I love all of them. But I will say, I loved the opportunities, as we always do, to speak with some of the celebrities. Getting the amount of people we did for the Stigley episode still blows my mind. The fact that we had the creators and the voice and one of the puppeteers is pretty flippin' awesome.
Getting the voice was like, wow.
Yeah, that was awesome. Having the chance to speak with Ned and Jay from Space Ghost, I had so much fun just listening to them. Just about anything Ned said, I would start laughing and giggling because the man is hilarious. It's all in his delivery. Hearing the stories for Wild and Crazy Kids was pretty awesome. I really liked. So many people have had the hosts, and that's awesome. And I still want to interview the hosts, but there's more to it, and that's why I like doing this show, because you get to pick their brains. And then, of course, our versus episodes and the Collector's Corner. I've loved doing Collector's Corner this season. Getting the chance to meet with Ryan, and I don't mean Ryan Smiga, I mean Ryan Nick Collectibles, arguably the youngest Nickelodeon collector, which is that makes me so happy that there's still a love for this thing in the next the next generation. Yes, the 100th episode, I was so happy to do it, and then I was so angry about it very, very quickly, like in the drop of a hat. I was, but
You turned to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But doing it though, getting the chance to have everyone together, most everyone in person, was pretty awesome. It's a pretty rare occasion that we get together anyway. So any opportunity we get to do something even remotely close to having a whole cast together is really, really special. And we'll talk more about that trip in a little bit because I'm going to share some behind the scenes stories with you guys. But Alan Goodman, getting to talk with him is always a blast. I loved having Brett on the show again because I missed the guy and I enjoyed doing episodes with him. Watching the Tomorrow People episodes was not my favorite, but completely making fun of them, I really had fun with that in post.
Red rainwear? Really?
Stupid. It's
I
so
liked
stupid.
it. I thought that was funny.
It
Those
went-
guys were the best part of the show.
No, get a liar. Eject. But we had a really good season, and I don't say that as a a pat on the back. Like, no, I'm really proud of what we did. We did a great job. We got some good people. We got some good episodes.
Let's pat each other on. Let's pat our backs. Come
I
on,
also-
we did awesome.
I also want to mention the Before They Were Stars episode,
Oh my
which was
God, yeah.
also a ton of fun. So that we've had some good stuff. Um,
And after it too. We'll talk
After-
about that later. Yeah. We
well,
did
talk
the-
about it now. What are we talking about after that?
The April Fool's stuff.
Yes.
That recording.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We did that in the same shot, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, yeah.
That's my favorite episode.
That I think is in the top 5 most viewed episodes
Oh
of
my
the season.
Well, if you have like a rage bait title and then you click on it and it's like, what the heck am I watching?
I
And
even
then,
made a fake reel for it.
I need to take a look and see where the viewership drops off on that. I need to see analytics for that video. That is a study right there.
I've watched it a few times, just leaving it in the background.
So it's just Manny. That's the thing keeping it going.
So story time for all of you Slimesters, and especially for Kiley, because she would appreciate this. We have a very, very dear friend. I should say I have a dear friend named Jeremy Brailsford. And you're gonna think this is fake, like the way he talks. No, he really talks like he's big, he's over the top. This is how he is. Everything
It is an accurate portrayal. There is no exaggeration to this portrayal.
So I love the guy. There's no but. I love the guy, and he has not seen a single episode of Splat Attack. He knows I do the show, but he's not watched it because he has kids and he's does not have the time. Totally understand it. And then we posted the April Fool's episode, which the thumbnail was talking about Cousin Skeeter.
Cousin Skeeter.
And I had rehearsal. He was directing the play that I was in. I go to rehearsal and he's there and he's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you, you handsome stud. It's so good. I saw this episode today on YouTube. I saw this Cousin Skeeter." I was like, "Oh man." Already I'm laughing because I know what's coming. It's like, "I've not seen your show. I want to see your show, but not Cousin Skeeter. I love Cousin Skeeter." And I started and I'm thinking, what the hell is this? What is... It's Teddy Ruxpin. I like Teddy Ruxpin, but that's not Cousin Skeeter. And I'm thinking, where? And then I realized, got... Very funny.
So it's more baffling if you find that episode on a day that is not April 1st and you just happen to stumble across it. Just like, what?
Forgot
What's
who
funny is
sent
that
it
it's
to
on
me.
Spotify too.
I know. That was the next thing I was gonna say. I forgot who commented. It was somebody in the comment section said that they listened to it on Spotify and was really confused by it, and then went to YouTube and went, "Okay, this makes sense now." You got me. Good job.
I think it was a success.
I'm almost wondering now if I've done that because like I would listen to this the Spotify. Am I my grandmother? No, I was listening to the Spotify's. My grandmother Spotify is. I was listening to Spotify once in the car and I think it played and I was like, man, something's wrong with this kind of thing. And now you say it, I was like, I bet you that's what it was.
Maybe.
So another small behind the scenes thing, for anyone who hasn't seen the April Fool's episode, it's quite literally Teddy Ruxpin and a jar of mayonnaise. and it's for an hour, and I slowly would have Teddy Ruxpin just get closer and closer to the camera toward the point where it's just his eyes, and I would play the tune that he would play. The Friends, I forgot how it goes, but
Play with me tonight.
yeah, come play with me tonight. And then as it goes on, I had the speed slow down. So by the time it was at the end, it was come play with me tonight.
The eyes would be like right here, you know.
Terrifying. Nightmare fuel.
On the Clarissa Explains It All episode, the bit with Splat Stanley at the very beginning, where Manny made this wonderful looking TV, it had Splat Stanley inside of it, and then he added the snow, and it cuts to a jar of mayonnaise for just a second and then fades back out because it was part of the episode of the April Fool's episode. There's a very, very quick little bit of the Teddy Ruxpin song playing when that jar of mayonnaise shows up. See what I did there? For this episode. So apparently the Jar of Mayonnaise theme song is now the Teddy Ruxpin theme song.
I wanted to give a little nod to it at least.
Carry it on.
My wayward son. But no, the April Fool's episode, that was a lot of fun. I think we've already had ideas for what we want to do next year, so we might just do goofy things on April 1st, just because we can, and it was fun. Some more fun behind the scenes stories, getting the chance to meet everybody, or I don't want to say meet, but getting a chance to hang out with everybody over in Pennsylvania earlier this June. Was it in June?
First of June, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, and like Kat said, it was the first time they ever got to really meet the boys, because most of us met when we went to LA last October. But Sam, I was really impressed with how much he just could not wait to get slimed. He, being a child that did not grow up in the 90s Nickelodeon era, he was ecstatic and he couldn't wait. And then once Kat accidentally re-slimed him,
I flipped my hair and it just landed on him because he was behind me.
well, then he had to do it again on purpose behind Manny. So he stood behind Manny so that way he could get slimed again. So he's the only one that got multiple slimings.
It's a slime fiend.
I know. I think Honey got slimed multiple times too.
No, that's true. That's true. But we made an Instagram post about it, so I thought it would be fun with sharing. But who enjoyed going through Noah's Ark? Oh, look,
I mean,
that's nobody.
I mean,
2 thumbs way down.
So, the Kennywood Noah's Ark, would you guys recommend that for people?
I mean, at least one. Just have a warning first.
No?
I love it. It's more like a horror movie rather than a survival guide.
Jensen, would you tell people that they need to ride the... Do you think people should ride the Noah's Ark ride? You do? Did you like it? Zebo would be at home on that.
during the experience, no. Afterwards, I was like, that was insane. And I'm so glad we did it.
The funniest part was when it was pouring down rain after, and some girl was running in the other direction screaming, "Noah's Ark is flooding!"
I forgot about that.
That's about
We're
right.
prepared for
That's
this.
about right. Get all your psychedelic animals paired off. The rickety 100-year-old.
The ark's going
exhibit.
down.
I mean, secretly, I've always loved it. So, but like, it is a bit much as an adult. I think
It's a safety hazard.
It is.
On the moving forward.
Crazy.
It's 100% a safety hazard. I guarantee you.
Trying to go up and down stairs in the direction that the arc is tipping was crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I went through it with Alex, because that was an adventure.
And I was in the front just watching after my kids to make sure they didn't get hurt.
And all he heard behind him was, "Oh my God, what is happening?"
What is this? Oh my God. For those of you who don't know, over in Kennywood, there was an attraction called Noah's Ark that it's just a walkthrough, but it's a fun house, and I did not know it was a fun
It's
house.
an acid trip, and it's from the 20s, correct?
Yeah, my grandmother went through this thing.
It's an original attraction that they've kept, and it
Yeah.
is an acid trip.
Especially at the end when you can go like the wild way or the tame way, and the wild way is just a whole bunch of black light spinning stuff. It's like
Noah
the
goes
back of a
hard.
Spencer's Gifts with like
Noah got real bored.
But yes, it's very like the idea of it sounds simple enough because it's these holes in the wall where you see these windows where they've put mannequins and animals, so it looks like you're seeing like a zoo, only it's in a dark room setting with black lights. And that sounds like it could be fine, but the mannequins have all deteriorated and they look like Krampus.
It's terrifying.
It is all the original. Like it's some of it has been restored because I think it was closed for a little while. But I mean, a lot of it's exactly how I remember it, like as a kid.
And the whole from the outside, some of it is completely stationary, but the ship itself rocks back and forth. And you take pretty much a spiral staircase. It's not quite a staircase, but a spiral ramp, and you enter the top, and you walk down a flight of stairs all the way down. I thought just the facade rocked back and forth. You get inside, nope, it is the entire thing constantly rocking back and forth. And then you had to take stairs while you're not rocking left and right, you're rocking forwards and backwards with walls that are very claustrophobic. You have to walk in a single file line, and there are no safety rails. So
There's
you
like
just
rope, like a rope railing.
but it's rocking like forward and back, side to side, but then some of the floor also moves like up and down and side to side. So you have no idea where you're going. Your inner
Or
ear
like
is
the
screaming at
rotating
you.
tunnels, like of the funhouse
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's
aspect.
two
And I
of
was
them.
like,
Yeah,
this is insane.
Yeah, it was a trip. I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I didn't have my children with me, because I went from, hey, I'll check this out. I'll do just about anything once, and then as soon as my youngest got really uncomfortable and served me up as a sacrifice to Krampus by pushing me ahead of him, it's like, okay, well, what is going to be here that's going to terrify my children? The funniest thing was my oldest, who is 11, went through the section where there's bugs. There are no bugs. It's meant to look like a beehive, and they just played the sound effect of buzzing. That's all they did. But he's covering his ears and is terrified that they're going to get in his ears because he's terrified of bugs getting here, and and I don't know why, but he is. And as soon as he heard the buzzing, there goes the hands. And I was like, Sam, there's nothing here, son. It's just ears. Can we get away from this section? Yes, move.
Psychological torture.
It was for him.
More difficult than the last.
But that was fun. I will say, I had a bit of a parenting snafu after the trip was over, because when I got there, we went to go visit Manny and Heather, and Manny showed us a lot of the Splat Stanleys in his little station where he's been working in this basement, which we'll show in the episode. But he also has quite a few actual and replicas of the hot dog awards from Wienerville.
Yes, that's true.
And I
They're
walked in,
everywhere. I love it.
I walked into the living room. I'm asking for permission if I can look at this thing, but what I said was, "Can I touch your wiener?"
Oh no.
Like anytime.
And he said, "Yes, absolutely. Touch it all you want." And of course, the two of us start messing around with it. But when the boys got home, well, Jensen started going around, "Can I touch your wiener? Can I touch your wiener? Can I touch your wiener?" It's like, all right, you need to stop. I was talking about a trophy. There are no wiener trophies here. I'd say that
There are
in
no
pre-
wieners here.
That's how you get arrested.
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to kindergarten this year. You cannot go around saying that. So we stopped that real quick.
Oh my god.
But yes, the introduction of Splat Stanley this year, or this season, we started Stump Stanleys, which was a lot of fun. We don't have a whole lot of them, but we did get a few. And whenever we started to do them, we got a few other submissions since then. I just need to put them together. So we've had some fun experiences there. What are you giggling at there, Kat?
Stanley's a sore loser.
Yes, he is.
I love it.
Hey, Splat Stanley, how are you doing? I have a question for you. Why do ants smell so good?
Oh, I smell my thinking cap coming on. Oh, why do ants smell so good? I didn't even know they had noses. Because they went rolling around in the roses. Maybe Aunt Petunias, huh?
Because they wear deodorant. Deodorant. Get it?
Oh, deodorant. I get it. Because it takes the odor away and it smells good. Yeah, well, give Cortland a follow over at Up All Night Podcast and roll around in something smelly, and maybe that smell will keep him up all night long.
Manny had showed us what he does, how he puts a lot of this together.
This is the set. And Alex, when you asked me way back in January that you wanted a set to look like the Nick in the Afternoon set, so I was curious if you wanted the really elaborate 1998 version or the original 95 version. So you told me like you just wanted to do the basic one and maybe we'll add more things to it in the coming seasons maybe. So I just decided to put that sucker together. So the reason why it looks like this and why it doesn't look like that on the promos or anything is because I want to use a little bit of illusions. So I made this to have a little bit of extra space so that way it looks like the molding hits the floor. So that way I use a carpet-like material to look like it's actually the carpet. And I use perspective to puppeteer Splat Stanley up this direction, and that way I could just be underneath and it looks like he's actually behind a wall. And right over here we have Splat Stanley's set. It's loosely based on the 95 version of Nick in the Afternoon because I really liked its basic design. All it is just cardboard boxes hot glued together and an Allen wrench to look like a podcast mic. And this is a little Stanley cup, which was actually a very final idea from Kat actually, which is like, let's just have him have a Stanley cup. So I used a sort of like a turkey baster like thing, cut it, painted it purple, and added this silver top opening, and I just put it like that, and it looks just like a cup.
How did you make the handle?
The handle is, you know when you drink bottled water, and that little ring that's underneath the cap, it's a bunch of those glued together. So I burned a lot of my hands using hot glue just to make it look like a cup. Alex, who called Splat Stanley to the viewfinder?
Ah, yes, that was the Grumble.
This was the Grumble I used. Now, I know it doesn't look like the one on the show, but that's because I used his shadow. Just to make sure, like, the light connected right, and it just looks like he's talking to him. Right over here is the famous, this is the segment that we were doing, wheel. Also based on Nick in the Afternoon. And Stick Stickley picked the next show, he would spin, spin, spin. But here's a look behind the curtain. It is actually a toothpick. And right over here is the failed first drawing of it. So, but yeah, that's as basic as it goes right there, and it's a lot of fun. Who knows, maybe I'll redo something like this maybe for next season. The interesting fact of this is the area, let's see, the place that I work, I do a lot of woodworking and a lot of metal shop working. So I took bits of broken, some of them broken tree stumps, bark, whatever, and I glued it onto these little circular discs. We basically make wooden reels at the place that I work at currently. And these are like the little bits of pieces that I glued together to make it look like a stump. I glued it all together, and I tried to do a 3-dimensional quality on the word stump. Okay, so right here we have some Splat Stanleys that I made for this season. Here's Judge Stanley. This is the most prominent one because he actually is being puppeteered with a brush. And right over here is his gavel.
What was the gavel made out of?
The gavel is made out of a rubber thimble. So believe it or not, they actually make rubber thimbles, and it's connected to a toothpick. So here's also a couple of them right here. This is Good Stanley, who basically looks like Ed from Good Burger. Right over here is one of my favorites, Space Stanley. This was basically made out of... Actually, this is a last-minute idea. Okay, so this is basically made out of a placemat. I wanted it to look like the cape. This was made out of I think like a glove. And I just cut it. This was the toughest part. I made the Splat Stanley stick first, and then I hot glued this together and made it go over these eyes. That was really tough, but I was so happy it worked. And this came from actually one of my Space Ghost action figures. So that actually is an official logo right there. And this is basically made out of like an envelope. And then when Splat Stanley got zapped by the real Space Ghost, he turned into this. Believe it or not, this was a Splat Stanley that was made in the very last minute. As you can see, he has a hole right here. This is one of the very first Stanleys I used for the wheel. And that Splat Stanley did not sit well or whatever. So I figured like that would be the perfect one to use to get burned. And unfortunately, when you burn plastic, it doesn't smell really good. So right over here is the time machine, basically made for the Tomorrow People episode when he goes back in time. So stick around. Boom. I wanted to make the door close, but there just wasn't enough time to animate the door closing, and it just kept on falling down because this is really a toilet paper roll. So next time I'm gonna try to make it more hefty.
So when we first started, we had quite literally just the popsicle stick, and the problem is here at the bottom, you kept seeing the finger, just the tip of the finger, pop up at the bottom of the screen. So especially for me, whenever I was doing these, there was a whole bunch of bloopers of me starting, and then you'd see my finger, and then I'd say things that I shouldn't be saying on YouTube.
The trampoline
one
was
especially, because I kept having to bounce him, and then there's my finger. And then after seeing Rick Lyon and the posts that he made, then Manny made an updated version where he has a small dowel rod that's hot glued. So now we don't have that problem anymore, which is really nice. I've loved this little thing. But I made the carousel for the Silver Sight episode.
Love it.
And we have our cast Splat Stanleys.
Yes.
We'll have our own Splat Stanleys.
Splatified.
I'll send those to you guys soon.
I love that.
The Splat Jorde is my
Yeah,
favorite.
that one is great.
With the hat. It's
You
It's
got
the
it just
hat.
right, yeah.
It's the hat.
Exactly. That looks great, man.
And we've had quite a few comments on how much people have enjoyed Splat Stanley this season, which makes me very, very happy because we love the guy, and he's a lot of fun to mess around with and have some humor while also introducing the episodes and the commercial breaks and stuff. It's fun. That has become my highlight, where I get to, if my friends aren't from, like, they know Nickelodeon, but they're not going to watch the whole episode where we're talking about Are You Afraid of the Dark, but they'll watch this little moment whenever hey, watch this part where Space Ghost literally blows up our Splat Stanley. And it's kind of become like stickly crossed with Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Okay. But I love, there's two things that I love about that. First, the Space Ghost one, because literally that was all done within 2 days. And it was just Alex and me back and forth. And Heather was helping out with a lot of like the weird shots when I need literally a third hand. So she was helping me out a lot with that. And the other thing was the viewfinder. The viewfinder was crazy to be done because I did all that in
Oh yeah.
birthday was Wally themed. And
Mhm.
so one of the things were little plants. And I used one of the plastic plant holders to be like, oh, this will be perfect for the machine. So within us talking back and forth that day, it was like, oh, I could just put this together now like this. So that's how it all came to be. It's crazy how all these things align like that. So that was
Super
fun.
creative. Super
Yeah.
creative. You're amazing.
And the thing that gets me is I have time. I tell Manny I've got a couple of days that I'm not going to need this until probably Thursday or Wednesday of next week. So you've got some time. But nope, he's got it for me that day and or the day after, and then apologizes to me if I don't have it the day I tell him the suggestions. Like, I'm going to do this, and I give him the voice recording. I'm sorry I couldn't get it to you today. I don't need it today. I don't need it until Wednesday. You've got a few days. Well, I'm sorry. Don't stop it. Quit apologizing to me for that.
We're not sorry. Stop saying you're sorry.
I'm sorry for saying I'm sorry. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
But we have had a lot of fun adding new things this season, and we've got some things coming up for next season, which I'm excited about. But
Yes.
before we get into that, let's look at our Splat by Numbers, because I do like to look at what our most viewed episodes are of the season. So without having to go into all like top 5. And who cares about the numbers outside of us? But like, I'm not going to tell you, oh, this got 600 views. Who cares? Well, you guys can see.
Comment section is like, great demographics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one says that.
So for our top 3 main timeline episodes of the season, the ones that got the most views, our number 3 is our 100th episode, Splataganza, which. I will say the only 2 episodes that are not in consideration for or 3 episodes. One is the Silver Sight, because that just released yesterday as of the time of this recording, and within a day, it's almost in the top 3.
Is it?
Hey.
There you go.
Yes.
So probably by the time this episode is out, it's probably the number 3 of the season.
Refresh the page. Refresh. Page, wash your hands. Refresh the page, wash your hands.
The other 2 is our bonus episodes, bonus minisodes, where we have Splat Chats, where we're talking about what we wanted to be when we grew up, part 2, and our retrograde, talking about Billy Madison, because as of now they haven't released. So those 2 episodes obviously aren't going to be counted. But our number 2 is the Stuck with Stickly episode,
Hey,
our
there you go.
season premiere.
Yes.
Which I do find it pretty cool that there's a very real possibility that our season opener and our season closer are in our top 3 most viewed episodes. I think that's kind of cool. And then right in the middle of the season is our Wild and Crazy Kids 35th anniversary episode.
Nice.
Which also that was our most viewed episodes this season, which I was really, really happy to see that we had that many people checking this out, despite the fact that we didn't have the hosts outside of just Annette Lashur. So that was cool. As for our minisodes, our number 3 is our Collector's Corner episode with Ryan from Nick Collectibles.
Very cool.
Again, the youngest
Yeah.
Yeah.
and as of the time of this recording, I forgot there was another one. We don't have the Collector's Corner episode with Russ. So that one has not come out yet, but
it's a good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. But our number 2, which Manny mentioned earlier, our conversation with Rich Berry. I could just listen to him.
Yes. Yeah.
Super cool guy.
Him and Bonnie, I could listen to the 2 of them talk forever.
Bonnie was amazing. I loved Bonnie.
I loved Bonnie. And our number 1 was the Collector's Corner episode with Carl.
Hey,
Which
there you go.
does not surprise me at all, especially considering that it was the premiere. He had the premiere of Snick there's no way that episode was not going to be number one. I think that actually might be our number 2 most viewed anything of the season.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Our Slime Vault episodes, we have been releasing the episodes from the Patreon paywall and slowly releasing them to the main timeline so everybody can watch those. So of those bonus episodes, our number 3 is the Stick Stickly retrospective, which just happened to come out at right around the same time as the Stick Stickly Stuck episode. Our number 2 was our favorite Nicktoons, talking about music. And our number 1...
I love that episode. That's a really good one.
Yeah, Zach was a good guess on that one.
And our number 1 is the top 5 Nick game shows. And that was a lot of fun, too. Now, as for our Patreon exclusive bonus minisodes, there's actually 5, not 3. Because our number 3, there's a tie. There's a 3-way tie for our number for our third one. So for our number 3, it is between Is It Just Me, where we talked about Cousin Skeeter and Crocs and Stanley Cups.
Oh yeah,
they're freaking mugs.
It was also another Is It Just Me episode where we talked about Nickelback and Ren and Stimpy and Jingle All the Way, among other things. And the last one is our Splat Chats episode where we talked about school, just school memories. Our number 2 most viewed episode was Splat Chats. It was a good idea at the time.
Oh my god!
Yay! I love that. Everybody loves that.
That's such a good episode.
And
I still laugh at the running over the foot thing. I have to rewatch that all the time. What are you doing?
This was when Megan and I were dating, and my buddy Brad came over to visit, and I will do a lot of stupid things.
But I won't do that.
Yeah. But even I have a moment where I'm like, okay, that seems real. These stupid things
This is dumb even for me.
Yeah. These stupid things I can do, I know, like, well, I'm sure there's like an 80% chance that I can walk away from this fine. This one, I'm like, okay, there's an 80% chance I'm going to get injured. I'm not going to do this. And Megan gets in the car. She's with 2 doofuses who are always messing around, doing jokes and all that kind of thing. And it's, especially with Brad, it's very difficult to tell when he's being serious and when he's joking. And she gets in her car, she starts to leave, and we were out there with her. And he leans over to me and said, "Did you know that you can put your foot underneath a tire and it can run over your foot and it not hurt?" And then proceeds to put his foot right behind Megan's wheel. And without her knowing. And she starts to back up. Now, Brad could have just not said anything. And she would have backed over his foot and kept going. Because he wasn't wrong. If she just kept going, he'd have been fine. It's like putting your hand over a fire.
But if you stop. So she starts to back up, and she got over, like, here's the foot, and she backs up over it, and then he says, "Why don't you run over my foot?" While she's doing it, and then she stops right on his foot. And he's going, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm not running over your foot." He goes, "Yes, you are." She goes, "No," like she's thinking, "I'm not going to run over your foot." And now she really is. And he's like, "No, you are." "No, I'm not." "Yes, you are. You're on my foot." And she couldn't tell. She's like, "Are you kidding?" And he's like, now he's starting to hurt. And he's pushing the car. It's like, "You're on my foot. Get off my foot." And she goes, "No, I'm not going to do anything." And he's like, "That's the problem. You're not doing anything." And she looked at me, and I'm going, "Move the car." And when she saw me going, "Move," she goes, "Oh." And then she moved it, and then he was like, "Oh my God." He just got on the floor.
And she said, "Did I really run over his foot?" He said, "Yeah, you were on it." Because I don't know why the moron said something right when you were on his foot. If he had not said anything, it never would have happened. It was a dumb thing for him to do, but it made a good story.
But it seemed like a good idea at the time.
And our number one most viewed bonus minisode is Just Me, where we talked about women's clothing. More specifically, the frustration in finding sizes for women's clothing. Some of our favorite snack foods, and not favorite snack foods that a lot of people love and we just don't. And also my dislike for Captain Planet. That's probably why.
Love and
But he's our
friendship
hero.
will solve everything, Alex.
He's our hero.
Sure.
He's gonna take pollution down to 0, Alex.
He hasn't done it yet.
Well,
Gonna help
Been
us put
30
stuff
years.
in.
But as for the changes that we've got coming up next season, we've got a few. We don't have a whole lot. Most of them are just additions, because that's what we've been doing, slowly adding more and more to the podcast. As far as Patreon goes, we are going to stop for the moment on Is It Just Me? We will probably bring it back a few times. It's not like it's done completely, but at the moment, most of us, Manny, are tapped out on ideas.
That's me.
Manny's
I
got
still have ideas.
Manny has a black book of things that just tick him off.
Manny's just old man yelling at the clowns.
So
There's
we're
a lot of truth to that.
so we are going to put a halt on that for now, but we are going to start a new minisode series, which right now we're calling Virtual Tours. We'll probably change that, but right now that's the name we got. And this is Jordy's idea, and this was checking out old websites that we
Using Archive and Wayback Machine
Yep,
and just
exactly.
going back to keyword.com Nickelodeon or whatever it was back on AOL.com keyword Nick.
and then just us going through it and talking about how much we loved or how stupid or whatever, our reactions going through these old websites.
See what's left. See what still
Yeah.
functions.
See how much renders, see how many viruses Jordy's computer can get.
Exactly.
You know?
R.I.P. Flash.
And also next season we are going to add another room to the studio. I think even Jordy, I don't know how Jordy's going to plan this out, because Jordy, I tell Jordy, hey, I want this thing, and then give me a basic layout of what the room looks like. So I give him that, and then he makes it come to life. And
Everyone knows our studio is just like a TARDIS.
Yeah, it's bigger on the inside.
It just keeps getting bigger.
When we were going through and planning out kind of what we want, I was trying to find a room like in the hallway that it could go, and Jordy just dropped on me, I can do a second story, just go up a flight of stairs. I'm like, it completely blew my mind. I was like, are you serious? You can do that? Okay, so good, get ready, because the idea is every single format that we have will have its own room eventually. So we're just adding one room every season. And we do have for next season, as always, we've got some cast reunions that are planned if things work out well, and they have before. We have some anniversaries that's coming up, and the holidays are coming up, which really, really happy, because I love doing the Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's episodes.
Halloween especially. Oh.
Halloween is the best.
We got some fun ones for you this year. In particular, so two things. We do have a Christmas special that we're going to be trying to come up with this year. So keep an eye out for that. But the big one, first of all, I think right now in January, I think that's when we said, Kiley, we are going to be adding Girls Room Live. Once a quarter, we do Splat Chats Live, but now we're also going to do Girls Room Live for one episode a season. So that's going to be coming
If
up
I
in
have
January.
my way, we'll do it more, but we're gonna start with one.
And that's the idea. Start small, and if it works out well, and I mean, I'm already all these lives I'm throwing over to Kiley, so I don't want to. We're already doing 4, and we'll see are we good this season? You want to do more than one? And if she says yes, then that's what we'll do. But start small. But the big one, the big thing that we've been sitting on for a while is
Giggity.
That's what she's saying in my head.
Phrasing?
Phrasing.
Are we still doing phrasing?
People?
October the 30th, we are going to do a Splat or Treat. We are going to do a dislike Snick or Treat or Nick or Treat. We are going to have a live stream where we play some Halloween episodes. We're going to try to get some prizes. And if you guys saw, which I'm sure you have, that old 90s Nick, the Halloween alley where they went through this cul-de-sac and there was Fred in all these different costumes and pick a number, go to this house.
Watch out for the bats.
Watch out for the bats. And you ring the doorbell, you push the button on the phone and the door would open. You'd win a prize. We're going to do that. So it's going to be that. We'll cut to a commercial. We'll give some prizes in that way. We're really excited. This is something we've been working on for a while.
Get excited.
We dress up.
Fun.
It's super cool.
I plan on dressing up.
Yeah.
We're trying to go all out as much as we can.
Halloween extravaganza.
Just to reiterate here. Just to reiterate, Jorde is creating a cul-de-sac for Splat Attack. Like like the way we have this virtual studio, he is creating this cul-de-sac
we're gonna
where
have a whole...
people can interact with it and win prizes. Like
we've just done like a very preliminary test. Nothing is complete yet, and it blew my absolute mind. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, we've done some test runs so far, but it's when we get the final one ready, I think you guys are gonna like it. I think you're all gonna like it.
It's gonna be awesome. You guys are going to want to check this out in October. So we've got some. That's just some of the things that we have planned coming up next season. I don't want to share everything. Of course, some of it's going to be a surprise, but those big things, especially because we're going to try to advertise some of these coming up. Because we want you guys there for these, because we put a lot of time into it, and we love Halloween and we love Christmas. And we want to spend it with you guys. So come join us for the holidays. You're welcome on the big orange couch with us. But we do. Speaking of you guys, we want to hear from you guys, and we did hear from you guys. So we're gonna go to a commercial break for just a bit. We're gonna see what's going on in the world of Splat Attack, and when we come back, we're gonna hear from what you guys had to say. So stick around.
Just going on a nice little stroll. See what all is going on out here. Oh, hi! It's been a very, very busy season, and I thought I would just take myself a little break and go out for a little walk. Why don't you take a little break too? Let's see what's going on in World of Splat Attack, and we'll be right back. Why am I always out of focus? I am here!
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Splat Attack. If you are enjoying this episode, please hit the like button, subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell. If you're listening on a podcast app, please leave us a review. These simple actions from your part help others get connected to the slime-filled past.
If you enjoy our banter, silliness, and fun dives into nostalgia, you should check out our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/splatattack, where we have bonus minisodes every Friday, live streams twice a month, chances to submit questions to celebrity guests, and more. Get more Splat Attack in your life by going to patreon.com/splatattack.
Do you love Are You Afraid of the Dark, Stick Stickly, Roundhouse, or how about Splat Attack? Be sure to get your sweet merch that shares the love of the 90s Nick by getting some shirts over at our Bonfire store. Go to bonfire.com/store/SplatAttack store with hyphens in between. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, long sleeve shirts, and more. We have Splat Attack shirts along with some love to 90s Nick. There are all kinds of different colors, designs, patterns to fit any personality. Go to bonfire.com/store/SplatAttack store to get your Splat Attack merch today.
Oh, it's been such a busy season. I just thought I would sit down and relax and, take it easy. So I thought I might watch a little TV and enjoy the rest of the season overview. Let's see here. Let's see if I can turn the TV on here and,
Welcome back, all of you Slimesters, and I hope you guys are excited, because I'm excited, because we get to hear from you guys. We had polled all the socials and asking everyone, tell us your favorite episodes, what would you like to see us cover in future episodes, and just ask us some anything questions. So let's go take a look at Shout Out Your Lungs Out. Alrighty, so these first few, I'll read through these real quick because we didn't get a whole lot of the favorite episodes, because we kind of asked everybody for the 100th episode what are some highlights that you have for just the series in general. But our boy Travis, he had mentioned,
Travis.
He had mentioned the Nick Knew Them Win, the Nick Stars episode, as well as the 100th episode, which was nice. Thank you, Travis. Big John says the Citizens of Wellsville March Madness was among his favorite. And I do want to add real quick, because I don't know who said it. I can't find the comment anywhere. I don't know if it was an Instagram one and then it just disappeared, but I'm pretty sure it was John that also added this. But if not, I'm sorry, whoever you are.
Correct us. Get in the comments.
Yes, say, actually, that was me that said that. I will not be offended, I promise. But I do want to give credit to it. But somebody did say one of the things that they loved that we did this season was doing a parody, essentially, of the intro, which we haven't done a lot. We've done a few times, a handful of times, but it just takes a lot. It takes a long time to put these things together, so we don't do it often. But we did that with Space Ghost, and we also did that with the Wild and Crazy Kids episode, where we had some fun intros. So the fact that somebody
we did
had
the Roccos too, right? We did with the Zanzibar.
A little bit, yeah.
It
kind
wasn't
of an intro, kind of a.
It wasn't
somewhere later on in the episode.
It wasn't the show intro. It was like the guest intro.
The guest intro.
Yeah.
So there was the intro parody of Rocco, but it just wasn't our intro.
Yeah.
And our last one, and then we'll start throwing back and forth, was we have one from Toilet Clogger, 1945.
Toilet Clogger.
My birthday buddy.
Toilet Clogger says, great season, not a dull moment in there, except for the hours of Teddy Ruxpin glaring into my soul with a jar of mayonnaise. As much as I love all the episode and topics, I gotta give my shout out and favorite to The Girls' Room. All the ladies are sweet, funny, and fun to listen to, unless it's about glitter. The most fun was probably the 100th episode celebration. That was awesome seeing all of you guys together and talking about everything. Shout out to the talented Mr. Jorde, who doesn't get enough credit from us Slimesters about his badass graphic work. Thank you, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Toilet Clogger. We appreciate it.
It's a phrase you never thought you would say.
Clogger.
Thank you for clogging my toilet.
Appreciate it.
And he wraps up saying, excited to see what you all do for season 9. One of my favorite things at the end of an episode is to try to come up with something funny to say to hope to make you all laugh. Love you all. Congrats on everything. Thank you so much. All of you guys. Very much appreciated. Now we have some episode suggestions on what some of our fellow supporters would like to see in future seasons. Kat, what is that first suggestion or first question?
Travis writes in, how about favorite Simpsons episodes?
Ooh. It's a little bit of a return. We've done some Simpsons before. And Treehouse of Horror.
And I gotta say, if we do something Simpsons, it's probably gonna be a little while. And the only reason is because the only episodes I have ever seen of Simpsons has been the Treehouse of Horror. and it
You're
was
kidding.
and it was just for the Treehouse of Horror episodes.
I'm also not a Simpsons
I'm in the same
watcher.
boat as you.
I don't
It's just
dislike
me and
the
Manny
Simpsons.
that are the Simpsons
It's
fans.
just there's so much, and I feel that it's this late that I'm like, I don't know.
Never
It's a
too late
time
to watch
commitment.
the first 8 seasons. They're so
Just say
good.
the first season's better.
No one ever talks about season 1, and that's a classy, charming season.
Well, maybe we can all watch season 1 together.
I
There you
like
go.
And
And
report
the thing-
Christmas
back.
time.
And it's not that I'm unwilling. It's the fact that most of us haven't seen it, and at least enough to really do an episode on Simpsons really justice, and I would want to make sure that we could do that. So it's just not in Splat Attack's wheelhouse yet. So probably in a future season, but I'm definitely gonna have to do some homework leading up to it.
I petition
Now-
we do Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Now, on the flip side, Futurama, seen every episode a million times.
Manny, what is that second question we got from Travis?
Second one says an episode battle between the classical music and pop music of You Can't Do That on Television, which I was not aware of, but that's a show I wasn't a fan of, so I know nothing about it.
I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
that is one over on Patreon. We give our Gakoids an opportunity to submit episode ideas, and then after they have all of them, then everyone will vote on which episodes they want to have happen. And Travis has been he's been trying to get that going. It just never ends up winning. But I do very much love You Can't Do That on Television, and I do know about the classical music episode and pop culture or pop music episode. And I would like to do that because I like doing verses and they're fun. That would be an episode battle, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's definitely within something that we would do at some point. So thank you for the suggestion. We'll keep at it. Jorde, what does Marley have to say?
Marley Mook, I hope I'm saying that right. Marley Mook says PBS and Saturday morning blocks from network TV.
I would love to talk about some of the
Saturday
PBS
morning.
shows.
I could
Yeah.
definitely talk a lot about some
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
That's when we would get the TV, the kids. So
Mhm.
I didn't get the
Mhm.
TV as often. So that's why I don't know as many things as you guys. But
But Saturday morning, you know.
I was just mentioning the Gakoids choice, because every season we have one episode that the Gakoids get to pick, and this upcoming season, the episode they picked is top 5. I think we're gonna go with 5 favorite non-Nickelodeon cartoons.
Oh, that'll be a fun one.
So that's going to be right in there with, I mean, it's not talking about the block as a whole, but it will be addressing more Saturday morning cartoons and things like that. So we'll branch out a little bit because our Gakoids asked for it, and that's what we're going to do. Let's see, Big John. He asks, how about a snow day movie review?
Oh.
And Snow Day, I would love to do a Snow Day review, but it's still right on that. It rides that skirt line of that hard line that we're trying to drive, at least for now, because it's technically 2000s. So unless something was already in 90s that bled over into 2000s, it's probably going to
Could
be
do like
quite
a
while.
comparison against the
But-
Pete and Pete episode. I think. That
Yeah,
would be
Yeah.
fun.
I was gonna say
If there's-
because its
It's a
origin
big
story
good
involved
burger.
Pete and Pete.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think
I'm sure
that-
there's probably a
yes.
way that we could find a way to rope it in, because we've done it before, where we'd find ways to tie it in to the show, but there would have to be a caveat for it. Kiley, what does J Ho Sports have to say?
A look back on Make the Grade and Think Fast, and how would it be fixed?
So this guy, first of all, for those of you who don't know, we do have an episode that talks about Finders Keepers and Think Fast and Make the Grade, and we had the hosts from each of those shows. So we got a bit of a dive into those forgotten Nick game shows, which was great. And J-Ho Sports had seen this episode and has really been doing everything he can to work on a new format for Make the Grade. And he's, if I'm not mistaken, correct me in the comment section, but he's been trying to work on something that he can submit to Nickelodeon or some other network to pretty much take the Make the Grade concept but update it, because Lou Schneider in our episode was talking about how it just wouldn't work today because kids aren't really quite into that sort of thing. And honestly, it's I think a more recent update of that was like, "Are you smarter than a fifth grader?"
Yeah.
But I think something like that could still happen. But as far as what new could be added, I don't know. Is there a possibility that we'll do something Make the Grade and Think Fast again? Probably, but it would more than likely have to be because we found game show contestants, because I'd want to hear their stories, because we've already heard from the host, and I haven't been able to get the other host, and I'd love to have the other hosts too. So if we could find someone else from the show, then I'd love to talk about it again. But just from our perspective, it's very unlikely that we'll be addressing it again unless we, again, hear from some of the others. Travis says maybe a Nick at Night retrospective.
Hey.
Which we just had just last week or earlier this week on Monday.
It was a Manny
Mind
Reacts.
reader. Yeah, it was Manny
Manny
Reacts.
Reacts to Nick at Night.
It's gonna be a new miniseries, Manny Reacts. That's pretty much the show right there.
Honestly, I
Manny
just
laughing
say
and
we
choking
make it
on
a
his beverage.
series and we all pick things to show Manny.
Yeah.
Expose Manny to a new thing.
It'd be great.
I
every
was
week.
very sheltered too as a kid, so I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to a Nick at Night retrospective. In fact, I would love to do that at some point. I'd have to find, much like everything else that we do on the show, I'd want to find somebody who had a hand in some of the stuff for Nick at Night, not just a show that was featured on Nick at Night, but worked on the programming block. And oh gosh, I think it was Pop Arena. Somebody got to have a one-on-one interview with somebody who worked on the programming block for Nick at Night, and it was an excellent interview. So if you've not seen it, check that out. But I would love to do a Nick at Night retrospective at some point. Kat, what does Andrew have to say?
This one's from Andrew Mora. Andrew writes, "Dear Splat Attack, that's us. Dear Splat Attack, guts.
Do you have the?
Do we have it?
Beautiful.
Well done. Well done.
I said it better myself.
Thank you. Thank you.
They love me.
Like me. They really
like me.
We do have some Guts episodes if you have not seen it already. We have a 30th anniversary of Guts. We had an episode where we had two of the winners on an episode, and I think that's the only two really that we have talking about Guts specifically. And I would love to talk more. Much like Legends of the Hidden Temple, we have several episodes because we've had several game show contestants. While their story may be very similar, everybody has their own version and has their own thing that they got to experience. And I would love to hear from more game show contestants what their experiences was, whether it be with Guts or Make the Grade or Think Fast or Finders Keepers or Wild and Crazy Kids or Legends of the Hidden Temple or
Or Double Dare.
or Double Dare or
Family Double
any
Dare.
one of these shows. So yes, any game shows, there's absolutely a possibility that we'll cover it in the future. It's just trying to find the people who were involved with it. I know we could do an episode review of it and those kinds of things and top fives, and there's always an opportunity to do something. But I want to hear the stories too. Jorde, what does Jill St. John say?
Jill says, Jill St. John, more appropriately, says more Roundhouse. What do you think of that, Alex? What do you have to say about that?
As soon as I saw Jill St. John was on there, I knew what that answer was going to be because she is that is her show. She loves Roundhouse, and I am all for it. Like so many, like I was talking about earlier with the game shows, that there's always opportunity to bring some of these back, especially Roundhouse. I'm getting choked up just at the thought of it.
My first exposure to Roundhouse was that Snick block
Mm.
because
Really?
yeah, I'd never watched it before, and I was really worried going into that Snick block because I was like, God, it's the first show, and like I watched it and I was like, oh my God, this is good. Like
Yeah.
this
It's great.
crazy.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
Alex hasn't like sat you down and like held your
I
eyes
know.
open and made you
I
watch
know.
it.
Clockwork Orange.
Exactly.
He's probably gearing up for it. There's only so many times I'm home, so he's got a plan.
No, you would love that show because I mean you saw it. It's live performance, song, dance,
All that before all that.
lightning
Yeah.
pace, comedy.
Better.
It's
Mickey,
great.
Mickey Mouse Club who? Like,
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Manny, what does Angelo say?
Angelo says, "Kablam!"
I was like, can you not read it?
oh boy.
It was for dramatic effect.
I would love to do
Kablam!
Kablam.
I love Kablam.
Yeah,
I love it too.
I did too.
Right now, we've only got one episode that covers Kablam, and it just pretty much talks about all the different types of shorts there are. But there's so much more that we could do with it. We just haven't had an opportunity, really,
Yeah.
yet. We
Yet.
will bring Kablam back. It's not going to be next season, but we will bring Kablam back for another
Yeah.
episode. Johnny Marrero, got a couple for this fella. He says, I would love to hear a discussion of your favorite classic Nick movies, please, such as the Rugrats movie and Good Burger. So
Oh, man.
we've got you covered halfway. Manny and I did an episode with my son. It was last November, I think. When
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
season
last-
6.
Last
Yeah.
year, it was last June.
last
So
June.
2
Okay.
seasons ago.
But we did talk about both Good Burger 1 and 2. We have not talked about the Rugrats movie yet, but
I'll talk
it's
about all of them all day long.
Yeah, we should do all the Rugrats movies as one go. That would be,
Yeah.
They're great.
Rank them.
yeah, rank them, compare them, go through the promotions for because those are especially the first one, and then Rugrats Go to Paris. They got a lot of
Rugrats in
promotion.
Paris is my favorite.
I Go Wild is still. I mean, that it was so epic.
That was a good one
for
too.
me. You get two of the biggest Nicktoons at the time crossing over with each other. They worked really well too. So, and then you get Bruce Willis as a dog.
Yeah. I always forget it was Bruce Willis.
No, it'll be fun. We should definitely do it.
and our last episode suggestion. Kiley, what is our last one there?
I would love for you to talk and discuss about the Keenan and Kel cousin Skeeter crossover, please.
Hey,
Speaking of
Alex,
Worlds
how you
Collide-
feeling about that?
We already did an episode on that. We did it April 1st.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin and Jar of Mayonnaise.
The whole hour was like a deep dive on that.
Yeah, they did a great job. I don't think we need to cover that anymore.
So yeah, no, we already did that. But thanks for suggesting.
No, the real answer, Johnny Marrero 8011. It's very unlikely that we will, for one very, 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 very big reason. I absolutely detest Cousin Skeeter, which we talked about in an episode of Is It Just Me? Because I feel like I'm the only one in the 90s Nick community that absolutely despises that show. Now I think it's like most everyone else in the group is like, yeah, I don't care for it. They don't, not to my level of disdain, but
I didn't hate it.
I just don't. I
I
don't
need to
like
go back
Cousin
and
Skeeter.
rewatch it. It's been a really
Yeah.
long time because I don't remember disliking it, but I don't remember like loving it.
I just
Yeah,
can't
it's just
stand the
kind of
character.
It
It's
wasn't interesting.
It's just in between two shows you like.
I didn't care for Cousin Skeeter. I like the character himself, and it's when your lead character is the most annoying part of the show, you got a problem.
He
Uh,
causes a lot of problems, I will say. He's a little bit oblivious sometimes.
it's if we do, and that's I'm not saying that we won't, but I'm saying if we do, it will be a while. And do not be surprised if when we do talk about it, it's going to be nothing but me throwing insults the whole time. Not and which is maybe another reason why I don't, because I don't like talking trash about things that other people really, really, really love, unless it's music, in which case I will trash it.
I was
all
gonna
day
say,
long.
I was about to say, that's a bold-faced lie, and I will call you out on this podcast.
No, with music, I will absolutely throw that
Spice
nonsense
Girls?
down.
Come on.
Alex doesn't. Alex, when it comes to music, just because Alex doesn't like it doesn't mean it's bad. But in Alex's mind, if Alex doesn't like it, it's bad, and those are not the same things.
Yeah, because it's awful. It's trash. It needs to burn, and I hate it. What did we say? We were in the car and we passed by something that was stinky. Like there were like roadkill, a skunk or something. Something smelled awful. Uh and it smelled honestly like one of my boys had broke wind in the back seat. And we could usually figure out who it was because they're laughing, but both of them were stone faced. No, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't me either. So something had to have been in the air, but it just so happened that what they were listening to was High School Musical, and I said, oh well, I guess what we're smelling is what we're actually hearing.
I will agree with you. Hate it.
But moving on, we do have just the Ask Me Anything section, and Jorde, what is our first question, also from Marley Mook?
Indeed it is from Marley Mook, and the question is, what are some of your favorite holiday specials?
Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas
There
special.
it was. I was waiting for it because I was going to
That's
say
a
the
good
same.
one.
Man.
I like the Eureka's Castle Christmas
Oh, yes.
special. I love Eureka's Castle. I will talk about it all day, every day.
Yes.
It's so
Picnic
good.
time.
Yeah.
Keeping it Nickelodeon, I'd say the Rugrats, a lot of the Halloween specials for Rugrats,
Any
and
Rugrats
the
holiday
Hanukkah
special.
specials,
Yeah.
the
Passover.
Passover, they all of them, like they did
Solid.
standout jobs. The Angry Beavers Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that one is so good. The animation and everything. Oh my gosh.
I like the Angry Beavers New Year special that we covered because it's just so
Oh,
surreal.
yeah.
I love the Home Improvement Halloween episodes.
Are we allowed to go non-Nick?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay. Boy Meets World. The
oh
one
yes,
that
Halloween.
everybody knows. Yes, but also the one where Corey thinks he's a werewolf. But
Yes.
So good.
South Park references in that were great.
oh
Yeah.
gosh, yes. And then of course, Family Matters.
oh
Steve-O.
yeah.
Oh,
Steve-O is great.
Steve-O.
And Steve-O Part 2. So those are some of my favorites. I'm a big Halloween guy, so obviously my top ones are Halloween.
Speaking of South Park, any of the South Park holiday specials are some of my favorites. The Halloween one with corn.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
where
Scooby-Doo.
corn for one. Yeah, the Scooby Doo Halloween South Park episode.
Yeah.
I love Niblet.
Yeah.
Ow.
The only other thing I don't want to say it's a Christmas or a holiday special, but it's something that I do get a kick out of, and I actively seek it out every Christmas on YouTube. Let's see if I can find it. But it's from Jackass. It's a stupid thing. It's from Jackass. But it was somebody just sitting in a chicken costume, sitting at a park bench. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Kiley? And then someone else dressed in a Santa Claus outfit just runs straight at the guy sitting in the chicken costume and just jumps on like turns sideways, turns sideways, and just tackles him off of the bench.
Yeah.
It's like 10 seconds.
I've never seen that. I'm a Jackass fan. I've never seen that.
Merry Christmas to all.
Exactly. I showed that to Sam, and he was like, "Is any more things from Jackass?" I'm like,
Oh no.
Oh yeah, there's a
Not
rabbit hole.
yet.
And I said,
No,
"Oh yeah,
no,
there's plenty. You
no,
want to see?
no.
You want to see the high five?"
Oh gosh, the high five.
That's cute.
Manny, what is our first question from Big John?
John asks, "What is your favorite, if any, Disney Channel show?"
Oh,
Disney
mine.
kid, I could answer that better than like some
Answer.
of the things. Adventures in Wonderland.
Okay.
Best Tailspin.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tailspin's
yeah.
classic.
Recess, classic.
Recess.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, you love
Darkwing Duck.
Kim Possible, which is a little more 2000s, but I did love Kim
okay.
Possible.
The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. The
That was
series
awesome. The series.
on
Yeah.
point.
Series was
So
good.
good. And I'm an X-Men fan, so I loved watching like the X-Men cartoons. I still watch them now and again. And obviously Boy Meets World, because that
You introduced me to that show.
Boy Meets World.
Boy
yeah.
Meets World, yeah.
Mhm.
When a boy meets world.
And
Yeah.
then Girl Meets World. Like
Yeah.
Mine is So Weird.
Oh yes, there we
Yes!
go.
Girl, so
Yes,
weird.
So weird.
I used to watch So Weird all the time, and then I forgot about So Weird, and then when we talked about it again, I just went back to
It's
it. And I
all
was
on
like,
YouTube,
That's
yeah.
a fever dream.
Do they still have it on Paramount or not Paramount? Do they still
It's
have it on
on
Disney
Disney
Plus?
Plus.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
All of it?
No,
They have
all
it
of
on YouTube too. A lot of it's on
Okay.
YouTube. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't want
watched the
ads, yeah.
crap out of that show, and every
Yeah.
time after I got done with it, I was like, "What did I just watch?"
yeah, it was scary sometimes. It was
Fever
X-Files
dream
for
of a
kids.
show.
X-Files for kids. It was brilliant. And had Henry Winkler produced it. I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dude, it's even more awesome
Technically-
now.
Yeah.
How could we forget Home Improvement?
Yeah.
We've been rewatching Home Improvement the past year.
So have we.
Yeah. I think for me, Disney Channel, I was Even Stevens, Recess,
Mhm.
So Weird,
Yes.
like Cat.
Flash forward.
Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, and the
Flash
Jersey.
Forward!
The Jersey. I
Flash
love the
forward.
Jersey. I don't know if anyone remembers the Jersey.
I remember.
Yes,
My
I
sister
like
loved
the
that show.
Jersey.
Back when Disney Channel itself was a premium channel, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland was
Yeah.
my favorite. I loved
Yeah.
that.
I
But
love that that's
Adventures in
In
Wonderland.
Wonderland.
in the 2000s and 2010s, I didn't care for any of that stuff at that point, but of course, by then I was way too old for that kind of stuff. Megan really enjoyed it, but
I
I
watched it all the
did
time.
I did love Girl Meets World, and
It
I
was
am not
so
ashamed.
good.
That was a really good show.
On the flip side, though, I will say what my least favorite Disney show of all time is, and that was Bug Juice. I
Oh my gosh, Bug
hated that
Juice was
show.
always a skip
I
show.
hated
And they
it.
played it so much.
And they put it right in between two shows that you always wanted to watch, and I would get so mad because
Stop.
that
You
was
look at the
before
guide,
streaming, so you
right,
just
yeah.
had to like find something to do for the next 45 minutes so you
when
could
you go to
come back.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, honestly, that or Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Kat, what is our last question from Big John?
What is your favorite post 90s Nickelodeon show?
Drake and Josh.
That was fast.
I love Drake and Josh.
I have an appreciation for Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide because it's
loved
like
Ned's.
Yeah.
because it's like a younger version of like Scrubs. It's like that weird cartoonish reality situation.
Yeah.
Mark
And I think they did it really well. Yeah.
Yeah, the framing of that show was really cool with the guide, the rules of the guide. Yeah, oh man, there was a lot of good stuff on Nickelodeon in the early 2000s. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I also
know
watched like Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents,
Jimmy
like some of the
Neutron's
early
Fairly Odd
Nicktoons from the
Parents.
2000s.
Butch Hartman stuff.
Danny
yeah,
Phantom.
Rocket Power.
Yeah,
I was
Danny
a huge Rocket Power
Phantom.
fan. Oh my gosh, and like I don't know how modern we're supposed to keep going to, but
It's post 90s, so go for it.
post 90s, yeah, exactly. So oh gosh, Zoe 101 I really liked.
That was solid too.
That was
Think
like
he-
drama. And Degrassi, I mean, I know Degrassi was even since the 90s, but it's
Yeah.
gone through its multiple iterations, and I've liked
Oh,
it.
the Loud House.
I never watched The Loud House.
My
Yeah.
sister loved Victorious. I never got into it, but I appreciated it for what it was.
I love Andre's grandma. And and I follow her on Instagram.
She is
In
funny.
Threads, she is so savage.
Yeah.
You need to find the actress and like follow her, Marilyn. I'm so sad that we didn't get to meet her. Because I really wanted to meet her.
Oh.
I mean, we get to be on the same documentary together, but
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
she is hilarious. She's so savage on the internet. You have to find her. Kylie, I feel like you appreciate everything she says.
I'll find her. Hey, maybe we can build a rapport and then you can meet her.
As far as post Nick goes, I don't really have much to add because I've said on the show before, I just stopped watching around 98. So I didn't see really anything else until I got married. And then Megan was watching Victorious, and I absolutely fell in love with the show. And I think it's hilarious. And now Sam has watched every single episode. Victorious is probably the only post 90s Nick show that I've seen. And I really like it. I haven't really seen anything else after 90s.
Another great one is As Told by Ginger. I just came to me.
Yes, how could I forget? I was
Yes.
told by Ginger.
Yep.
Ugh. That's the one that breaks my heart that it was 2000s because I would love to do an episode on As Told by Ginger.
It's a good show, especially that Macy Gray song at the beginning.
Yes.
It sets the tone every time.
Besides that,
Manny loves Macy Gray.
Yeah,
I
Macy Gray's
love Macy
awesome.
Gray, and it was such a flex that they were like, "Let's do a cartoon show."
Nickelodeon was doing so much stuff where they just got they got Coolio to do an intro, they got Macy Gray to do an intro, they have famous musicians scattered throughout Nickelodeon. It's kind of crazy. You got Iggy
MTV,
just
man.
hanging out on this freaking Pete and
The
Pete,
Pete and Pete set.
Yeah.
So the last question, this comes from Travis, and it says, what were some other possible, I have in quotes, names you had for the podcast before you settled on Splat Attack? I am assuming it's names because that part was blank. So I'm assuming that's the question. If that's not right, Travis, let me know. But if that is the case, I don't know.
I know the
I was gonna say you're the only one who would know.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah, and you
None of us would know.
You mentioned it on the 100th episode. Two white guys talk about Nickelodeon.
That was not a real name that we were considering.
Oh,
Look,
damn.
I think you should have. I heard a jerk. I
Jerk-
heard a
jerk-
joke earlier
Jerk-
today.
jerk-
There we go. There's the full sentence about like 20s and 30-year-old women wondering where all of the men are, and the joke was recording a podcast.
Doing a debate podcast, yeah.
But no, they're really. I think we were trying to figure out what we wanted the theming to be before we figured out the name, and then we were trying to think of what we wanted the logo to look like. So we were trying to think of the visuals before we were trying to think of the name, and then we just got stuck talking about the splat. Not necessarily the splat that was, the Nick programming block, but the logo, the Nickelodeon logo, Splat. We wanted to do something with that. And then we just couldn't stop talking about Splat. So then we knew we wanted Splat to be part of the podcast name. And then we pitched around a few different variations. But the only thing that really stuck was Splat Attack. I couldn't even tell you what any of the others were because it was quite literally, here's a list. I like that one. And then that was the only one that really stuck with us. So the rest were all forgettable.
And it's identifiable. Like I wore this shirt to physical therapy and my PT got my physical therapist was like, tell me the meaning of the shirt. And he was like, I was thinking Nickelodeon. And so like that's
Boom, right there.
Iconic.
I was wearing it like I got changed at work and people were like, oh, it's the podcast.
It's the podcast. It's the
podcast. Like, but they know.
Yeah, they know the show.
Because we've talked about it.
Yeah.
So, but it's just so easily identifiable. They're like, hey. They're all jealous. And
My gaming friends do the same thing when I wear the sweatshirt when we game, and they're like, ah.
But that is going to be it for our season 8 overview. But we do have, as always, one final closing question for all of you Slimesters. And our closing question is, what would you like to see us cover in future seasons? You guys know the drill. Comment down below. Send us all your love. You can write to us via email at SplatAttack2021. DM us on all of our socials. Just look for Splat Attack Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Interact with us wherever you can. We're always happy to hear from you. And again, thank you to all of you for taking the time to listen and comment and share, and some of you plugging on Facebook and all these other socials. Thank you all so much for sticking with us, not just for this season. We had a few people in some previous episodes this season say, I just subscribed to your channel on older episodes. So if you just found us this season, welcome. We're glad you're here. It means a lot to us. And thank you to all of you who have been around for a while, and stick around because we got some good stuff coming your way. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But until next time, Splat Crew, will you help me with the studio, please? Next season, we have a lot of the holidays that's coming in, and we want to get some decorations all in the studio before we get to that.
Aye, aye, co-captain. Oh, I've got some pieces of the facade from the Krista that we can put on the walls, and like some of the crystals from the command post.
It's for the holidays. Holidays, Cat.
I got some of the set pieces from Wienerville. I have it like in the lobby. So, I have the Wienerizer. I got...
No. Manny, Christmas. Think like Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween.
Oh.
I could see maybe, about bringing in some goosebumps. I get some slappies, some
No. Guys, this has nothing to do with the holidays.
If you want something scary for Halloween, we can see about getting some of the pieces from the Noah's Ark ride.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
Okay.
Sparkly pencil?
It's gonna take a while. Okay. Splat you later, Slimesters.
Splat you later.
Splat you later.
This episode was recorded at Splat Attack Studios, in virtual home studios, though none in Florida.